Holy Week is the time before Easter, a period which includes the religious holidays of Palm Sunday, Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and Holy Saturday. And here's a few things you should know about the days that commemorate the Passion of Christ. Holy Week observance likely began in Jerusalem in the earliest days of the Church. The term first appears in the writings of Athanasius in the 4th century, as well as in the writings of Epiphanius, who was Bishop of Constantia. Holy Week, though, does not include Easter itself, which is the worship on Sunday. We do have some written evidence in the 4th century of those who were on pilgrimage to Jerusalem and who comment on the commemoration of the final days of Christ up to the cross just before the Sunday of Easter. One such case is of a Gaelic woman who is there in Jerusalem during the time of Holy Week, who comments of young children, some even too young to walk, on their parents' shoulders, all of them bearing branches of palm or olive trees, and that a bishop would enter in the same way that Christ himself did. Maundy Thursday is the day before Good Friday. The term Maundy is derived from a Latin word, mandatum, which is the word for commandment. The term refers to the commandment given by Jesus during the Last Supper, in which he says, quote, "A new commandment I give you, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another." The historical origin of the word good in Good Friday actually remains unclear, though some scholars believe that good is somehow wrapped up in the archaic form of holy. Today, of course, many just assume that the good in Good Friday is the good work that Christ accomplishes on the cross. During medieval times, Christians would abstain from eating eggs or meat during Lent in the run-up to Easter. Eggs laid during the time are often boiled to preserve them so that they might last until the season was over, and they were given as Easter gifts very often to children and to servants. Some traditions claim that the Easter egg is symbolic of the resurrection of Christ, with the shell representing the sealed tomb and cracking the shell representing the resurrection. Christians in the Middle East and in Greece also painted the eggs bright red to symbolize the blood of Christ. In the early Middle Ages, the Christian scholar and historian Bede, also known as the Venerable Bede, claimed in one of his books that the name Easter was derived from Eoster, a pagan god of the Saxon people in the northern part of Europe. Now, Bede does not claim that Easter is derived from pagan holidays, but merely that the holiday's name, Easter, comes from this. And in the same section, he makes the point as it relates to the naming of our months or our days of the week, all coming, in terms of their name, from pagan sources. So Thursday is named after Thor, etc. Scholars today, though, are not quite so sure. For one, this is the only place in the evidence, in Bede's writings, that there is any comment about this god named Eoster. Today, it is often believed that Easter comes from the Anglo-Saxon word Ooster, which means to rise, or perhaps from their word for the spring equinox, which is itself Eostre. In either case, there is no hard evidence.